morning, everyone. How is everyone doing this morning? I hope that today is off to a wonderful, fantastic start. If this is your first time here, hi, my name is Carrington. Not your first time here, hi, welcome back. If you enjoy any and all things makeup related, tossing in some book stuff here and there, then you're definitely going to want to go ahead, hit that subscribe button, click the little bell so you're notified of all my future uploads, and so you can join this dumpster fire family. As well as if you would like to see some more dumpster fire content, go check me out over on Instagram. I will link that down below. But let's go ahead and let's get into today's very exciting video, which is we are testing out more new makeup. I know. I get so excited about like testing new makeup. It makes me so happy inside. But we're unfortunately starting to get to like the very end of all the makeup that I have bought. I still have stuff that's coming. I have like 4 orders that have not even shipped yet. Drives me nuts. Alright, so what are we testing out in today's video? Well, first of all, I have this Smashbox Halo Healthy Glow All-in-One Tinted Moisturizer with Broad Spectrum SPF 25 in the shade Fair. I have one of these new Benefit blushes. This is in Krista. It's just like a very, just like pinky. It's kind of got some shimmer in it. We have this from Kosas. This is their setting powder. I just also bought the concealer. I think we might test out the concealer with this as well. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Then I bought a ton of stuff from the new Jaclyn collection. I have this highlighter right here. This is in the shade Iced. I bought 2 different bronzers. I didn't know, are these different colors or the same? They're the same. I didn't know which was going to be like the best shade for me, or maybe one might be better than another for like contour. I don't know. So here are the 2 options. So this one is a little bit cooler. That is in Vitamin D. And then you have one that's a little bit warmer, and that is in Skinny Dip. I think these were like 2 of the very lightest that they had. And then I also have, 8 of the lip oils. I know that I have 2 more because I purchased the original ones when they originally came out a couple years ago in like her summer collection. I honestly, I can't find them. I have no idea where they are. So I know one of them's clear, and I think the other one is like a deep red, maybe something like that. It's something like that. So those are like, I'm just missing 2, so I can definitely pick those up at another time. I was hoping I was going to be able to find them all here. Well, I just determined that was a lie. And then we have this really beautiful palette. This is from Adept Cosmetics. This is the House of L. So you have like these like little matte shades right here, and then you have tons of beautiful shimmers. So in today's video, these are all the new products that we're going to be trying out, trying to get to make work if possible. So let's go ahead and let's start off with some swatches. So the first things that I would like to try to swatch first are going to be the lip oils, and just to kind of put them on the lips and see what they look like. So first we have Maple Drip. Again, it has just like such a nice doe foot. Provides a little bit of color. All right, so here on her lips is Maple Drip. Cute, provides just like a dash of like a like peachy brown. So next up for the lips, we have Rose Drip right here. And again, provides just like a very subtle hint of like something like a little bit pink, like a lighter pink. Like I feel like it's like my lips, but maybe just like a little bit more, just a little tinge of pink. Next up is going to be Bubble Drip. You know, honestly with this one, I don't necessarily really think I noticed much of like a pink tint. Let me know what you guys think, but for me, I just feel like this definitely just looks maybe like a milky clear type of color. I don't really notice any pink. The next one is going to be Berry Drip. This is a very beautiful like purple. Oh, Okay. I took a very subtle, nice, kind of purpley type of tone. So next up we have Ruby Drip. So this provides like a very light, it's almost like an orangish type red. It's just like very, very light though. And I feel like when it gets hit in like a certain light, you can definitely tell it a lot more. I feel like it looks muted in some lights, but when it like hits like the light a certain way, you can definitely start to tell the color. Next up is going to be Honey Drip. I really just feel like this one just looks pretty clear. I don't really know if I notice a huge shift in color or anything or much of a tint, even when I like go in like a specific light. So that is Honey Drip. So next up is going to be Candy Drip. This does provide like a very nice like pink shade, and I do think that like you can build these up for a little bit more intensity if you wanted. Yeah, for sure. You can definitely build up more of the intensity if you wanted. So I do really like that aspect. The very last one that I have is going to be a Violet Drip, which is another really beautiful purple. Again, just like another very nice light type of purple. I feel like it looks better in like certain lights. You can really see that purple versus others, but again, you can kind of build that up as well. But that right there is a Violet Drip. All right, so here is the swatches from the very beautiful Adept palette. I mean, those shimmers, they always do shimmer so well. So let's go ahead and let's start on off with the very first row. We have Jor-El right here. Moving on, we then have Laura Van L. Moving on, we have Cal-El. Moving on to the next row, this one right here is beautiful, beautiful duochrome is Zor-El. And then we have Alora Zor-El, and last for that row is we have Kara Zor-El. Moving on to the last row, which is just all mattes, this right here is going to be Arak-El. Then we have Con-El, and very last we have Mon-El. So here are all of the shades. Absolutely beautiful. I think the issue for me is just like the matte choices. I would have preferred like a couple additional mattes, but this is really beautiful. I already have a look and an idea in mind. So let's go ahead and let's dive on into the eye look. All right, so I've already went ahead, primed my eyelids to keep in the theme of like Jaclyn Cosmetics. I used their eyeshadow primer base. I thoroughly do enjoy that. All right, so let's go ahead, let's dive on into this palette. So first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start off with this shade right here, the lightest one, which is Arak-El. It has like a little bit of kick up, but it's not like a lot in the pan. And I'm just gonna start blending that out. Okay, so these are definitely really pigmented shadows, easy to blend, easy to work with. I find that to be the case for almost like all of Adept's eyeshadows, is they're just really easy to work with. Just provide just like really good pigmentation just right out the gate. I always think they do such like a phenomenal job. If you ask me, nobody ever really does, but still so good. All right, so then I'm going to take like a little denser of a brush, and I'm going to go into the shade right here called Mon-El right there, and we are going to focus that in like the outer corner and then some, just to provide a little bit more depth. Again, I just wish that there was maybe like another color, like maybe like a red in here, like a more of a red. This is like more orange, but like an actual like red. And then I would maybe appreciate like a different, like another green as well. But again, it's a good palette, good quality formula. I know I don't want to like have to go into like another palette to like finish the look, but I really want a red. There's a shade I want to tie in. I don't know. Maybe this will be fine. I'm sure this will be fine. It'll be fine. Okay. So I've glitter primed my eyelids with my NYX glitter glue, my ride or die, my holy grail. I'm going to try to take this on a like flat brush and see how well we can do. So I'm first going to start off with this right here, which is the Allura Zor-El. And we're going to take a little bit on that brush and start to focus that in like the center. Is this not working with the brush? I mean, it's kind of working with the brush. Okay, let's see what happens when we use a finger. I'll just use like my pinky finger. Yep, there we go. Okay. So I would say probably a wet brush or a finger is going to be the best if you want that like intensity on the eyes, which we always know I do. So then next up, for more of like the inner parts, I'm going to go into this right here, which is called Kal-El. And take that on my pinky finger again. Start to focus that in like the inner portion and kind of marry them in the middle. Just like a perfect like little gradient. I love it. This palette is so good. Just like Adept shimmer formula is definitely top tier. Probably one of the best shimmer formulas out there. Give Me Glow as well. It's just like wild how just like beautifully intense it is, and just some perfect little gradient. So I've already applied some lashes, mascara. My face is now primed. So we can go ahead and dive on into the Smashbox Halo Healthy Glow All-in-One Tinted Moisturizer. This is an ultra lightweight tinted moisturizer, which is infused with primer, so it lasts all day. It primes, moisturizes, perfects, and protects all in one step. Has SPF 25, hydrates instantly and over time, promotes healthy looking skin with a fresh faced dewy finish, which I am here for. And then it says to use shake well. Let's go ahead and shake it well. It sounds kind of a little runny, but I mean, honestly, it's not like some of the other ones that we've tried. So mine is in the shade Fair. I think I mentioned that already, but you know, doesn't ever hurt to mention it again. Okay, here we go. Okay. All right. Well, it just came shooting out. That's nice. So we've got a lot, but like if you can tell in here, it's got some little bubbles. So hopefully that means we shook it up good enough. So just gonna dab some on the areas of my face, and then we're gonna take a sponge and just start to stipple it out. I feel like it provides pretty decent coverage. Yeah, I think that does provide really, like over here you can still see all this redness, and then over here not so much. So I think that does provide a good amount of coverage. It looks pretty good. I mean, it sank really, really nicely into the skin. It has kept that dewiness, which is something that like personally I just really like. All right, so now that I've got some cream products on, I'm ready to now set my face with this Kosas Cloud Set powder. Mine is in the shade Airy. The packaging is like kind of cheap in a way, but in a way I like it. I don't know what it is that I like so much about it. But here's like the powder. It does feel very, very nice. It does feel a little bit like lightweight. So I'm kind of curious to see how well this is going to like set my face, but you won't know without trying. So here we go. Just taking my brush in there. I'm going to take a bigger, fluffier brush to get all around my face. I've heard a lot of people rave about this, so I'm kind of curious about how well this works. Alright, let's just kind of take the last bit of it and just kind of set like the rest of the face all the way around. Okay. It still feels, my skin still feels like a little bit, like, I don't know, like tacky maybe in some areas. Let me see if maybe I can get like better. Let me take this little tiny end and try to get that like right up in my eyes. I think that's where I'm experiencing like the most tack. It's just like right here in this area. Oh, almost swipe my eye. Good job, Carrington. Good job. So let's move on into the bronzer, blush, highlight portion. So for bronzers, we have these two from Jaclyn. They smell kind of like coffee. I don't know. All right, so we have this one right here. This is Skinny Dip, which is that shade right there. And then we have Vitamin D. And here that one is. So it does look like this one's a little bit cooler. The other one's a little bit warmer. And it seems like this one might have a little bit more pigment to it. Okay, so, So I'm just going to take a brush. I'm going to go into that Vitamin D shade first. I'm just going to take like a lighter brush and just work on like sculpting out the cheek area just a little bit. I feel like it's still kind of warm, but it's almost like it works. Coffee smell, I can see where some people would like that. I think that like it's just so strong, because it is pretty strong, that it's just kind of like upsetting my smell buds, my nose, my like brain starting to hurt a little bit. It's a lot. It's kind of a lot. Okay, so this definitely does warm up a little bit more than the other one. I honestly, truthfully, probably wouldn't layer them like this again. I just feel like I would probably go in with one or the other, just kind of depending on what I'm wanting. I will say though, for my really fair skin, I think I like the Vitamin D one just a little bit more. It's a little bit more cool. So I just like it slightly more. This is definitely just like very, very, very warm. Okay. On the face, it looks okay. Again, I probably, that Vitamin D one, I need to kind of blend out a little bit. I don't think I should have went in with that brush and done that. So, I probably, we just should have left it there. Should have left it there, Carrington, but no. All right, so next up is we have this Benefit blush. So I will say I do own like the cookie highlighter that kind of comes in like this packaging. And I think like the Dandelion Twinkle one too. But this packaging is just like a little bit more compact. It's not as big and as bulky, which I can appreciate for storing purposes. I will say though, I kind of wish that they just kind of did normal packaging. You know, maybe that's just me. But it's applying easily, really nicely. It's a really beautiful color. And it did say that it would give kind of like a shimmer effect. It's described as a strawberry pink. So I will say it's a really beautiful color, especially for like this eye look. Who'd have thought? Who'd have thought? I will say it does provide a little bit of a shimmer, but I don't think it's like overpowering. next up we have this Jaclyn Cosmetics highlighter. This is in the shade Iced. Okay. All right. I have to think about this methodically here because I got a feeling we can go from 0 to 100 real quick. Yes, real quick. Just lightly start to apply it. Just lightly, lightly, lightly. Okay, so now I need to think about what I want to do for my lower lash line. I'm thinking about like just going in with this and smoking it everywhere. Maybe. Like, is that the vibe I want to go for? This is tough. Do I want to do that? Fine. Let's try it, right? Worst case scenario, it looks terrible. Best case scenario, it worked. Then for the inner corner, I want to take the shade right here called Carazor. It's like a really pretty duochrome. It's like a purpley, pinky peach type of shade. I'm going to take this on a brush. I don't know how well this is going to pick up because the other one didn't pick up super well. So let's just start here. May have to wet the brush to pick it up. Feels like I can't even get any on the brush. Yeesh. Alright, so the rest of my makeup has been finished, so that way we can dive on into a lip oil. So I am wearing the All Hallows Eve from Lunar Beauty. It's beautiful. So there are two lip oils I think would maybe go a little bit best with this. So we have this one right here. This is Ruby Drip. It's kind of like an orangish pink kind of a color. Or we have this one right here, which is called Maple Drip. So, you know what? I think I'm going to go with Maple Drip. I think that's what I want to go with today is Maple Drip. So, I'm just going to take that. Alright, so here's the completed and final look. What do you guys think? I'm actually really happy with how this turned out. I was a little bit nervous, but I think it turned out actually really, really good. So now let's go ahead, let's get into my ranking of the products. This one was really, really hard to rank because I really enjoyed all of the products. Like, that's the part that's like so hard, is like when you enjoy all of the products, like how do you rank? But we're gonna rank them. So in last place is going to be the Smashbox Halo Healthy Glow All-in-One Tinted Moisturizer. I actually think this is really good. I think it provided a pretty good amount of coverage. I am just kind of having some issues like right in here with it being a little right here, like down here looks good in airbrush, but it's just like right in here in this area where it just seems a little bit more heavy. But I think overall it had really good coverage. I think it was really nice, lightweight, blended out really easily. I thought this was a really good product overall, but again, it's just looking heavy in some areas. Next up is going to be this Benefit Blush. One of the negatives for me is, again, this packaging, just because once you do start using up a lot of the product, trying to get like into the corners and get all of it is a little bit hard. And also, again, like I don't know. I feel like I would have preferred something like in like this type of packaging for a blush. I do get that you can now like recycle all of these, except for you can't recycle the mirror. So like at this point, if you're already putting a mirror in it, just like go ahead and do the plastic component or something. I don't know. Make them refillable maybe? Something like that. I don't know. But the color, absolutely beautiful. It does have like a little bit of like a shimmer to it, but I don't feel like it's too much. Like, it's not like the one size cheek clappers where that you don't even need a highlighter because that's how shimmery it is. That's how intense the glow is. This wasn't that. I feel like it was like a really nice soft matte, which is like a hint of like glow to it. And I love that. It sank in. I think it did a phenomenal job. Next up is going to be these Jaclyn Hill bronzers. I think that they're really, really beautiful. I will say I think that Vitamin D is probably going to be more of like the shade that I personally enjoy. One of the things I don't like about this though is the scent. And here's the thing, like, I am a coffee snob. I like coffee. I like coffee scented things. But I just feel like for my makeup, this is just very strongly, heavily coffee fragranced. Which is not necessarily like my go-to. In my makeup products, I would prefer to have things not scented, you know, but if I have to, I don't think coffee would be a scent that I would necessarily pick. Be like, you know, if I could have any scent for my makeup to smell like, coffee is going to be it. But I think it's like overall really beautiful. It sank beautifully into the skin. I didn't really have a lot of problems or issues. I think like the dense brush that I went on with the Vitamin D first is like the contour was like a little bit too dense. So that was like a me error. But overall, I think it's really, really beautiful. So that's going to bring us into the Jaclyn Hill Iced Highlighter. I love this formula. I love this highlighter. Like, you can make it very, very intense. I think that like the issue though is with this and this formula, I don't think where you can just like very lit from within. I don't think that's going to happen with this formula and this type. So it's, you know, it's just like not as versatile, but I think if you love a really good blinding highlighter that is very, very beautiful on the face, it does emphasize texture, you know, like it emphasizes it more than like the House Labs one or the Pat McGrath, but it's not like so bad. I think you would enjoy this, and it's more affordable than those other two. Okay, so next up is going to be the lip oils. I think this is a very comfortable lip oil formula. Here's the thing, I probably wouldn't wear the lip oils on their own, but I don't think I needed like a million different shades. A lot of them do just kind of appear very clear on the face or on the lips. A lot of them just kind of look similar to one another. So I feel like I didn't really need all of those. I bought them all. Will I wear them? Absolutely. I love lip oils. I keep a lip oil at my desk at work in my purse. So if my makeup wears off and I just want some hydration on the lips, I can just slap on a lip oil. I usually get mine from ColourPop, but these are really good too. They're really nice, really thick. So the number 2 spot is going to go to this Kosas powder. I was kind of nervous because at first I was like, this feels so lightweight and I have so many like hydrating sticky products. I was nervous this was not going to set it down. I was like, I think this is going to be way too soft, way too airy, that this is just not, it's just not going to work out. But I was pleasantly surprised to find that that is not the case. It actually did set down, and it sat down so well. My under eyes look so good. My cheeks and everywhere else I sat just looks very nice, very, very airbrushed. I am here for that. I thought this was a really good powder. It's definitely one that I could keep using myself. And the fact is I was able to set my whole entire face. Like I, went in with like the areas I needed to really set the cream products for the powders, and then whatever was left on the brush, I was able to set the rest of my face without it looking cakey, crepey, steaky, whatever. I'm not really for sure where steaky came in on this, but like I don't know. But anyways, it doesn't look like any of that. And I love a powder that's like that, where it still sets, really does a good job of blurring my skin, but also I can use it to set the rest of my face without it looking cakey and chunky. Here for it. My number 1 product then is definitely going to be this Adept Cosmetics House of L palette. I think what really sucks me in are the shimmers. Like, these are good shimmers. I mean, like, look at my eyes. They are good. I cannot wait to play with this one right here. Zor-El and like these 2 greens. Like, I cannot wait to play with these. I am so excited. I think that's basically probably the biggest part that won me over. I will say the mattes, I do like their matte formula. Their matte formula is like, it's fantastic. It's very nice, very pigmented, doesn't take a lot of fussing to work with. It's a super easy to work with formula. For me, like, the one downside is I just wish like maybe there was like a red matte, like add like another row, okay? Make this like a 12 pan palette and like add another row of mattes where we have like some different like greens, like a lighter green matte to maybe like match this, and then like a red I would really appreciate, and maybe like a nice just like neutral brown. I think that would have been perfect. But overall, like those shimmers are beautiful. I think the mattes that they did include are very beautiful. They do, you know, they do work together. So overall, that's going to be my #1 pick. Alright, so that is it for today's video. I hope that you all enjoyed. If you did, then you're definitely going to want to give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, click the little bell so you'll be notified of all my future uploads. I hope that you guys enjoyed. Thank you for coming and hanging out with me, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye!